Yo, what's up everybody? Thanks for checking out my video. I just wanted to show off a little bit of the build I was working with on Plane of Sky. I got this Enchanter Cleric Monk combo that's worked pretty well. The basic idea is stay alive with the monk, charm the monsters with the Enchanter, and keep it healed with Cleric. So, kind of show you guys some of the stuff I've learned that works pretty good for me. There's a lot of little things to the UI that's new for EQL, so I'll show you some of that stuff too. But first thing, when you're in Plane of Sky, create an instance, go solo, because the public is a lot harder. It's geared towards like group content. So get a quick loading screen here, but I had to level up a few spells, which you can do by putting the motes and stuff into them. Specifically, the biggest one is to level up the charm, so it's harder to resist, it doesn't break as often, and then it can get higher monster levels per rank. So I've got it beefed up to +7, which lets me get a level 58 guy. Theoretically I could do harder, but there's only so many modes to go around, even though it's the last day of this pre-release, so it's time to burn motes, I guess. But yeah, so I got the keys. There are a couple different spots. Map over here. Sorry about all the tiny fonts, there's nothing I can do about it. But first thing I do is I pop invisibility, run past some stuff in this first one because I really don't need any loot from those guys, and it's not what I want to show off anyways. But Island 2 technically. And then this one will get me to Island 3. This is the mob I usually mind control first and take it as far as it kind of goes, which is pretty much the whole place. This level 58 spawns with this guy. I haven't ever tried to charm that one, mostly because it's 60, but... So, switch my spell back to my stun. And then the next thing is I made my own little stance and invocation bar here. Overchannel is what I use for mind control, because it drops their resistance even further, so it makes sure it sticks better. So, here we go. These things are not KOS in here for some reason. They will aggro through this wall, so I'll get ads and stuff all the time, but... And then let the pet get some aggro. And then while that's going, I'll usually buff him. But you can see he's like basically 1-to-1 holding his own with the boss already. So, Charm Pet is just ridiculous. And then he usually turns on me the second I walk into range, for whatever reason. So with the monk I've got mends and stuff like that. I stay in offensive stance because I'm never really in that much danger, but if I need to pop evasive stance I will. But Cleric has promised renewal, so as long as I survive those 18 seconds or whatever, it's no problem. Usually if I drop below like 20% or 15 or something, I'll pop evasion, but I'm going to have no problem popping it right here. So I've got my outgoing damage here. You can kind of see the little floating combat text. That's pretty nice. This is how much my pet's doing. It's pretty ridiculous. I completely forgot to slow this guy. But theoretically I should have slowed him before I jumped in here as well. There you go. That's one boss down. This is the loot thing. I've kind of just been collecting everything for sport. I can show you guys all my collections once I showed you a few of these kills. But really, that's kind of it. You know, you don't really need anything fancy other than the leveled up mind control. Stuff gets dicey when mind controls break and things like that, as per usual, which is why I run Mesmerize and Blanket of Forgetfulness, so that I don't have to just kill all the trash if I don't want to. Put a clarity on this guy. So like right here, this boss is going to pull with those two guys if I don't wait. And honestly, I don't feel like waiting. So I'm just going to send the pet in. He'll get initial aggro. And then I'm going to mez all the ads. Super easy. This guy might add in. But while that's waiting, I'm still in overchannel. Pop the slow. Pop the other debuff. There's another ad, so it's not a big deal. And you can see the pet can take a beating. So since it's already kind of started to heal, I have this implied healing setting on. So I'm going to start the heal rolling on that guy. Should have popped over. Oh, I'm too far away. Something I've learned is that range is pretty low. Missed the other ad that popped in there, if I'm not mistaken. I think I got another one. So that's rolling. Everything's pretty good. Now I can pop in and just DPS. Make sure I got my kicks and stuff on. I probably don't. Should be them. Bash in there too. Remez. Pop another mez to be sure. It's like it's got about a 40-second duration. But it's so cheap on my mana. And there's no reuse. So I mean it's just insanely good quality of life. You know, it's one of those things where it's like the Enchanter it's not shiny when you're leveling up necessarily, but at this high end stuff when you want to control things, you can't beat an Enchanter. I've been playing with some other combos of this, and so right here, turned off my auto attack, hit him with the hua, and then I'm going to just try to mind wipe him. So I didn't quite get all of them. I'll have to wait for the cooldown of a few seconds. And try again. Boom. Free and clear. Pop my J boots. Boom. And I'm gone. Alright, so like I said, I've been kind of just basically looting everything. Some of the stuff I know I won't be using, but I cleared out my bags pretty well for this. This one's the key. I already have the key on the key ring. Got a little bit of stuff I want to show you guys at the end of the video. But so a lot of these guys won't chase me through the next thing if I just hit the portal. But to be safe, because I'm streaming, the streamer's luck would be this thing would follow me to Timbuktu. I'm just going to make sure it don't. Boom. So typically somewhere around here, and you notice I didn't even buff. That's how kind of crazy this is. I just give them haste and let them go to town. I'm really not min-maxing the crap out of this because this was beta. I was trying a lot of different things. These guys don't aggro either, which is nice. But this island, this one after the AVX, is the bees. These bees are tough. When you kill them, they spawn in extra bees and stuff like that. It's not exactly fun. So let the pet get some aggro on this thing. I'm going to do some... So the big one is the only one you really want to kill here. I don't exactly want to do this, but I will. I usually skip the bees. But if I'm going to showcase stuff, I might as well show it off a little bit here. So let's get some distance. Oops. So that way I can try to mez these guys off. Okay, cool, so my pet should have aggro now. So I can kind of go back to trying to make this a 1v1. No dice, we'll try again. Ooh, broke early. Or it just didn't range it or something. Okay, so he killed that thing, that's not good. Because he brought it all the way back to me, so I'm going to have the pet follow me. Well, I mean, I guess it's fine, but... So, I think it's going to be okay. I'll hit him with another. Heal before I run off and try to fix on these guys again. It's right here, I'll hit evasive if I have to. I don't have to. Boom. Okay. So now, I'm going to pull the pet back a little further again. Okay, charm broke, so I'm going to hit evasive and recharm this guy. Heal myself because these guys get crazy. And he's going to pop out and lose all of his buffs and come in with a bigger guy, so I need to be ready to evasive again. Which is another nice thing about Monk, I can hit mend if I had to. So this guy has a mana bar, even though he doesn't really have mana. So it'll let me put this Wandering Mind on there. But it won't really let me Theft of Thought it. So it's like right here, I don't really need the heal, but I know he's going to turn and do massive damage when he comes in the other form because he won't be slowed. So I'm just kind of preempting it. See, I even then pop the evasion, hit him with a hook. And then I should be good to switch back. And if I really needed to, I could walk away. The Harpy would hold aggro. Like for instance, his little Boon of the Guru wore off, so I can hit him with Boon of the Guru. And then I can just re-engage, boom, back in there. No problem. One thing I've seen is if you try to feign death, you'll lose your charmed pet, which I think it's intended, but it'd be nice if it didn't happen. So you could kind of aggro dump, let the pet hold aggro better. So right there, I just kind of held over the evasive stance in case I needed it. Didn't need it, didn't hit it. So that's the B-Boss Island down. That's kind of the easiest way I've found to do this, other than if you can't separate them, they'll keep re-aggroing. So I like to kind of pull them apart. But you can also just charm the whole time, if that makes sense. So now that I got through the B part, this is the hard part. I'm going to buff. So they've got this cool little thing with loadouts, or load spell sets. And I've got a couple of, more than a couple. So I'm going to get my Cleric buffs cooking. Since I just mezzed, he should be good for a minute. This is about the most dangerous thing I do in here, is buffing. Because if he pops off while I don't have mez memorized, then I'm in trouble. You know what I mean? It's like feign death and try again. So pop through that, come on back to Enchanter buffs. And on Enchanter buffs, I got my mez slotted in here somewhere, I think. Yeah, right there. Which I should move to over here, because that's where I've put it now, but anyways. So that was the quick buff. It's got a 10-minute cooldown. I don't know why it needs a 10-minute cooldown, but it does. So I already have Brilliance. The only ones I really need to hit on here are for myself, I guess. Help me to not fizzle. Clarity Dizzle. I think Gift of Magic is more mana. So I could give that to him too. He's got mana, it don't matter. Got a few of these permanents that are decent. So I guess before I go back to it, I can get all those permanents on here, which don't take too long. I think I got greater shielding. This right click to mem stuff, I might have a little bug actually. I've seen this before. Yep, I'm bugged. Oh no, I have it right there, so I think I'm good. Nope, not bugged. The only other one I really want to worry about is that one. I don't think there's too much to worry about otherwise. I wasn't bugged, I just had a duplicate on there. It won't let you do it. But if you right click these gems, it brings up a list. It's pretty handy rather than going through the spell book, because after playing all the classes, as you can see, spell book is fully loaded. So trying to organize and go through that is just, it's a losing battle. So pop back onto my usable stuff here. Some other tricks I might do, like really I'm not using a lot of Theft of Thought, so what I might go ahead and do is put on something to help my pet hold aggro. Even though he doesn't need it. But like when it broke in the middle of that fight, it'll help him get the aggro back faster if I can just lower my threat. So pop up, do the sister. This is the second to last island. And I skipped a few bosses on purpose, so I'll kind of show you that when I'm done. This one sometimes has this little spirit in there with her. So, send in the pet. Let that thing get the initial aggro while I set up. Switch over to my over channel. And then I actually am going to Mez. Got super stunned, that was great. Ah, he's hitting the wrong thing. That'll do it. Just look at, she's just getting absolutely smoked. That was even with the other thing healing. I mean, an extra ad over there that stunned me. It's super duper easy. So now I'm going to try to memory wipe them. Although, to be honest, these things can drop something I want, so I'm just going to kill them. Why not? Remez. That's what's so nice about this AoE mez. You don't have to think about targeting or nothing, as long as they're grouped. It's low level. It works on everything, because I got it leveled up pretty good. See the animations for the flying frog kicks? You gotta love them. This thing does have mana, so I'll have to thought, grab some free mana. Might not. I might have been a little slow on that one. I use the stun to stop the casts mostly. So there we go. Check buffs. Buffs look good. You could use another guru. Usually I'll hit myself with the guru too, but it includes a lot of werewolf sounds that are maybe not fun for the stream. It's like I don't super need it. It's just, it's an attack damage boost and a lifesteal proc. Those are both great, but if, you know what I mean, I'm not too stressed. Frog looks good. Couldn't see these cool backflips if I didn't do it. So we're on to the final island here. Before I pop over, I mean, I don't have to precast this. It's safe when I pop in, but why not? Then I'm fully loaded, ready to go. Send in the pet. This guy hurts. Level 70. Does this soul steal thing that like it's 500 damage plus a bunch of other stuff. So typically I'll just sit back and heal. You know, the pet can take that huge hit much better than I can. But what these mobs will do, and maybe I can show you guys that, is they will randomly summon you to them. Which, as you can see, like even though I'm way low on threat, it will punch you up to the top of the threat meter real fast. So it's looking like we're okay. I'm going to show you some of the damage on myself here. I forgot to incapacitate him. But the monk's pretty tanky. It's not a warrior. There's that 500 damage. It's hard to read, I know. So, I held up pretty good. Kind of a luck. Sometimes I've seen it hit just giant chunks at once. So there you have it. That's pretty much the hardest boss in here. It ramps up crazy hard if you go into the public domain, play with the group or anything like that. So what I do is I go through and kill those bosses first, and then I come back through one extra time and do the Dorn guy next. So I kind of save him for last, and he spawns the other Djinns at the other islands. So this one always, these two always come linked. Get my pet to hold aggro. Dot him up. I guess debuff him up. So, overchannel's sweet. It lets all these slows and stuff land on them really easy. So since there's two of them, I'm going to heal a little early. I know that Dojorn, he can pump some damage. He's kind of a monk, I suppose. So one of the hard things about Promise Renewal is you have to kind of guess at the timing of it. So you might waste some mana, but for just quality of life, I'd rather heal once and full heal than heal 20 times, you know. I do that on the Paladin, and it works. It's just a little frustrating. I don't have enough time in this beta, but I leveled up to like 35 or something with a Shaman to try Enchanter, Cleric, Shaman out. Actually, maybe not the Cleric. Enchanter, I think what I'm thinking was like Enchanter, Shaman, Mage, because that would buff up this enchanted pet. I've noticed with like the Necromancer, you can still give them some of the skeleton only buffs for your pet. So I was wondering if the Mage Burnout would work with a charmed pet. But as you can see, this has lasted forever. It's really not breaking that much. Overchannel is just making it awesome. It can last up to 27 minutes. And I'm at 15 now straight. So it is super duper handy. This next spot gets dicey because I can't go invis anymore, right? So what I do is just run. I could kill these guys as well, but if nothing aggroes, I'm in the clear. If something aggroes and I hit this, yeah, totally clear. No problem. So now that I killed the Genie on the Isle 1.5, they call it, pop back over here to Island 4. And there's going to be a Genie on this island now I can kill. So I would kill this guy, but he will spawn an ad. So for the sake of saving time, I'm going to try to memory wipe it. We'll try again and then come back to him. Perfect. So now, hit my little dude with some aggro generation. And pull this guy. Try to get to a relatively safe spot, which doesn't exactly exist on this island. Calming Visage for me. Threat Visage for him. which again doesn't super matter unless I want to step back. So like right there, I took a bunch of damage. Go evasion. I'm going to heal myself with the other spell just because. Evasion isn't... I wonder why that didn't work. I hit myself with that, and I didn't see the heal. Oh, it's a longer... I have the wrong spell, man. That makes sense. As you can see, though, evasion saved the crap out of my life. I could have hit mend. Probably should have right there. Basically what I'm watching is this countdown. 4, 3, 2, 1. Make sure I don't drop super low. You know, if I got down to like 3% there, that was dicey. That was lower than I would have wanted to go. Usually I hockey a lot of this stuff up, but I'm playing the point and click game right now. Too easy. So now that he's dead, I was saving fine steel daggers because that's how you unlock Ixar. You refine those down into a higher small brick of high quality ore, and you can turn those in at the Ixar encampment to be an Ixar. I can show you guys that. I'll show you guys when I'm done. But you got your loadouts here. You can edit them. They show you all the races and stuff you can be. My two primaries are Paladin and Enchanter. You know, this is not the only way to do this. I've been pretty successful with like Paladin Monk. I've done Paladin Monk Berserker for like the plains. But for how hard some of these monsters are on Plane of Sky and how beefy this guy is at 58. You know, I mean, and he's not even geared out the face, you know. I just kind of threw on whatever I had on hand. I've changed it around a little, but nothing outstanding. If I really wanted to max him out, I'd put the Cloak of Flames on him instead of myself. He could be a lot beefier than he's being right now, if that makes sense. But I'm just not too stressed with everything ending today. This is working. I just kind of wanted to show you guys what I've been playtesting for myself. Give you an idea of how you can kind of beat this Plane of Sky while it's tough, so that you guys can start unlocking some of your other primary classes, which you do by just basically doing... I'll show you guys. But there's the gear quests for the different classes. So now that I killed the other... Sorry, switching gears. Now that I killed the other Genie, he's up. But if I would have done this on my way up the first time, he's up with Veeshan. That's a 2-pull. So killing him at the same time as the level 70 boss, you're just making things harder on yourself, right? So I get to separate them out for free this way. Cool. But basically this Heart Harpy is MVP. Tons of HP, good damage. You know, hitting for 375, 270. I mean, it's crazy. I'm hitting faster than he is probably because he's got that two-hander, but it's impressive. And he's got triple the HP as me at least. You know, you can watch when this thing full heals me. And then I'll let him take Oh, actually, I've got aggro. But I think a full heal would get him about from 60 up. And then my full heal can crit. So it's like 5,000 HP for me is about 90% of my health. For him, it's about 40%, I think. So he's got it like triple my health, man. Nothing I'm needing, but that's just the way everything goes. Everything's getting deleted anyways. I've already kind of got a lot of that stuff stored already. So, that is basically how I do the Plane of Sky right now. If you guys want to check out the quest room, it's this one in the middle. These are all the different class quest givers. They have a list of quests they'll give you if you hail them. And it'll let you, if you get every piece for that class by collecting all this stuff and a bunch of these wind runes, then it'll let you unlock to change into that primary class. So, just to show off a little bit of what kind of stuff I've been working with, you know, you can see I have a lot of these things saved up in here. I tried to organize it by what class uses what a little bit. War staffs. I got a couple more war staffs, so it's like I don't need 4 copies of these things necessarily. So I go through, you know, I keep 1, maybe 2, if I want that item and want to level it up or something. But, you know, a lot of it I've learned is not needed, but space is a premium, so I've had to delete quite a lot of things. I've been using my equipment storage slots for a while, but I cleared out a lot of that because I'm about to get deleted. Oh, and the Dragon's Horde. I filled up my entire Dragon's Horde with these things. So there's a lot of stuff I could get, but I'm not necessarily playing that class. So I haven't really worried about it. A couple of the items I was wanting to get were like maybe the Paladin main hand, and that's what I get off those Sphinxes. I need the golden hilt. Darn it. My pet broke. I forgot about that. If you go in there with your pet and your pet breaks, all those genies jump you. So, PSA for the wise. Drop your pet before you go in there. I tried to find that, it didn't work. Alright. Show guys some of this gear I'm using. I did manage to get the monk primary. Like, technically is better in my secondary if I was doing paladin monk, but since I'm just only monk, it's my primary slot. A 1.0 ratio on my primary, pretty nice. And then for my offhand, I got this other thing that's been dropping in this Plane of Sky. Another option I use for my weapon is this Enchanter staff that I got. It's a 1.0 on its own as well. Intellect and charisma on there, and then a proc chance of a stun with a high rate. So I kind of don't mind that, but I think I find, you know, a one-hander with a 1.0 ratio and then this in the offhand probably does a little more DPS, but I had a hard time finding proc and chance exalts for my monk-only weapons. So I really didn't save any growing, you know, while I was leveling up. Didn't really look around for any. This is just kind of where I ended up at, but I'm overcapped on AC. I use a shield in the any slot so that way that extra AC goes above and beyond the overcapped. So kind of like a boost. I got this in there for the haste. No ranged weapons I found that worked for the monk. I mean, you can get shurikens or something, but I just took the stats instead. Halfway decent shoulders. I was using this just for flavor. Technically, I switch out for this one instead. But frog looks good in a robe, I gotta say. Looks a little more like a monk. I believe I got that in the plane of fear. Could be mistaken. Might be plane of hate. This from the hole. Nice little belt. Got some other options and stuff, but for this combo, this works with everything. It's just nice. These are out of Befallen. Solid legs work with the druid, with the monk. I have some other legs I use, like lustrous and stuff like that. I think they're in the bank, but I find those are working fine. Get them early. See, they're like leveled up to 9. Pretty beefy. That's kind of what's nice about those low-level dungeon gear, is you can get them high level pretty easy, just from leveling up different guys. So these sandals, technically I should level those up further. I think I'll do that right now just to show it. So leveling is super easy. In the storage, go to currencies, find your motes. So I can put these higher level motes in, but the level that'll work for +2, it goes infinitesimal first, minor second, lesser third. So to get up to +3, because it starts at 0. So lesser, and then just regular potential. And if you notice, the stats go up a little bit on the weapons and stuff, at least, while you're leveling them. So we got it up to +4. I'm going to take it to +5 for sport. So the next one is major, I believe. So I want to see if any of these stats go any better. Yeah, see, 43 mana. 44 and an AC. So they upgrade a little bit as you go. Kind of nice. So boom. +5. Not too bad. I still got motes. You know what I mean? I'll probably upgrade some other gear, like for instance, my Woo Fist. Since I'm using it a bunch, I could upgrade it pretty easy. I think I'll have to go beyond major. Yeah, see, well, it tells me I can't do it. So I'll put it back in there. After that should be greater. Not too bad. These are some rings I got from the other planes, I believe. Just all around nice ring. Super nice ring. The other one is just as nice almost. I didn't even notice that had 30 AC. That is just bonkers good. These are my wrists. Nothing crazy, they just kind of work on everybody, so easy to switch back and forth between other classes. This I got out of this Plane of Sky quest for the monk. A back slot. Oh no, that's not a back slot and a wrist slot. Okay, yeah. I think it is actually, so check this out. Back and wrist. But when I put this wrist augment in there, the wrist augment makes it wrist only. And it'll do that for classes as well, so like some of this stuff can be used by multiple people, but if you put a you know, Enchanter only thing on there. It makes it look like it's Enchanter only. These were Plains gear dropped out of Hate for me, I believe. Or Fear or Hate. But these came off of Kazakh Tool. I think one of his mini bosses in Plane of Hate. But super good. Good for everybody. Wearable by everybody. This earring I've had since Genie. I've got other earrings. They just don't work for Monk. I think I should have switched that out, but oh well. I use the Mithril Torque typically. It's in the bank. This is a Monk playing a Sky Quest face. Skull-shaped barbute still. And this came out of Genie. I think this one came out of Unrest. Or Castle Mistmore, actually. Yeah, Castle Mistmore. This one came out of Genie. But, you know, you can see gear is nothing crazy. I mean, it's good, though. It's just, none of it's plus 10. It's not min-maxed on which slot is the best slot. I mean, I could be doing a lot more with it. Show off the pet stuff a little, but this is, I use this for ease. If I use a rogue, if I get a rogue, I put this Serpent's Tooth on there for now. Little bit of haste on a belt. You know, some of this stuff might be even better than these. They're just there because I wanted to put them in storage, basically. So, that is 99% of what I wanted to show you. I really appreciate y'all jumping in. I think if you want to look at my AA points, I got like 450 farmed. I've tried to do almost all I could think of. Trying different combos out, different loadouts, things that work. I have a big chance to resist getting charmed and mezzed. It's nice for like groups. Try not to get stunned, 90%. Pretty sweet. It's kind of like being an ogre all the time, but even from the back. Kind of makes the, otherwise I would be an ogre right now if I didn't have this. Beefed up my health. Quick buff, you guys saw that in action earlier. These two come for free. Increased my crit chance. I got the fear resist cooking. Permanent illusion, so if I Buna the Garud myself, it would last for 26 hours, if you see that on the tooltip. Pretty nice. This increases my evasion, part of it. This increases my soft cap on my armor. Better mana regen. Bunch of spell resist for free. Increase all my stats by 10. Reduce the mana cost of stuff. Chance to kill them when they're low. A chance to dual wield better. Better chance to double repost. More mana regen. Melee avoidance and armor soft cap up. Chance to do crit damage with my spells, which you noticed I really didn't nuke much. But I see it crit a lot when I am nuking. So, this one doesn't seem to be working at the moment, but I could be wrong. I've seen it work and seen it not work, so I don't think it counts the charmed pet as my pet. More critical hit stuff. Crits for dots. Crits for dots. This one came for free. Greater Hold is huge. I have a hotkey made for that. So if I need to pull the pet back, he stops attacking and does not re-engage. It's really useful. And then I have stuff to turn it on and off. More spell slots. So that's how I got 14 spells. And all of my specializations. So there's more to do. more to get. But, you know, limited time on the pre-release, so this is kind of what I got cooking. But thank you all for checking out the video. I hope you guys found anything helpful. If you have any questions, just drop them in the comments. I'll try to answer what I can. Thanks a bunch, y'all. Peace out.